Bonjour, my beautiful, wonderful, incredible people. In case you couldn't tell, today we're doing Easter. Basically, I love making Christmas cards, holiday cards, birthday cards. You'll have to excuse me, I am still under the weather. My
Three, two, one.
Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me. We are today doing cards. So this went on over about a week where I started making the cards. So you're going to see a change in wardrobe a couple of times. Basically, when I started, I ran out of time during the day. The light source was changing. I didn't have any sun left to be able to represent the colors as they are. And since I am using the Schmincke Naturals, what was left over in my palette, the plant set, I wanted to be able to display the colors as they are. And we're going to be doing these two little beauties. We're doing 3 versions with those colors. So 3 different slightly color schemes. But these are the ones I prefer. I'll show you how I did these. So happy Easter. If you celebrate Easter, happy Bunny Day. I want an excuse to paint and draw and wear bunnies. So whenever I do cards, I do tons of experiments of like if I want to simplify flowers, what are a few designs of flowers? These are all designs for holiday cards. And what I do is at the end, I put a simple color so it looks like a sketchbook spread, but it's actually not a sketchbook spread because I don't like wasting paper. So sometimes I have leftover color in these daisy palettes and use them as backgrounds for these unintentional spreads. I was looking at the rabbits and I am thinking basically I want to do this one because I think I like the tushy. I like the tushy. And this one looks like if I draw paws at the top, it's gonna look like he's like jumping maybe. If I put these little paws here, he's wanting to eat a carrot. Oh yes! Him trying to like a carrot. That would be adorable. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna do this one and this one. That works. That works definitely for me. I think the size is right. So I'm gonna print 2 more of these and keep. Sorry, that's my printer going like, ooh, hello. It's such a noisy printer. So we're doing 3 of these. We're going to do 3 of the other ones. Then it becomes easy. Next time, next Easter, I need to do any cards. I'm going to have a few designs ready to go if I want. And if not, I can just come up with new ones. So this is one way of doing many cards at once. So this is very minimal. This is a thing. It's just a shortcut. No, I get it. I get it. No, I'll tell them. I'll tell them. Hello, everyone. Editing Glenda here. So, Smurfy was reminding me that I forgot to tell you specifically which colors from the Schmincke plant set I used. So I'm going to tell you now. Happy now? Okay, quickly. Curcuma, Madder Lake, Indigo Fera, Dyer's Green, Stille de Grain. There. Those are the 5 colors. Are you happy now? Are you look at his little smug face? I know, I love you too. You're right, it's the right thing to do. I did it. Okay, so whilst Murphy is busy, self-promoting plug, if you want to see me swatch all the Schmincke Naturals colors, there's a live session that I did a while back. I put timed for every single color swatched and when I show it. So if you want to skip to only the colors you're interested in, you can do that. I'm not doing anything. Smurfy. Voiceover Glenda. I decided to go with 3 color schemes. The first one was going to be a very neutral cool gray, the second grayish brown, and the third one yellow. For the gray version, the cool gray, I used mostly Indigo Farah with a little bit of Madder Lake to neutralize it into a gray. The brown version used the same colors but with a little bit more of Madder Lake to make it a grayish brown, therefore a much warmer version of the bunnies. My favorite color scheme was the yellow creamy one, and I had to dilute the curcuma a lot more, and I neutralized it with what was left over of my brown, and I added a little bit more warmth, but it was all about adding more water and keeping the colors very, very, very light. For the details, I actually went the opposite way. For the gray neutral bunny, I went with the brownish mixture that had more Madder Lake. It gave warmth to the bunny instead of keeping it too cold. And of course, everything was very diluted. There's something about painting the tushy that I find so cute. Following the same rules, this is a warm bunny, therefore I went with a cool highlights for the details, so it balances out. And again, loving the tushy. This is when I realized I really needed to give shape to the face of this particular bunny. Otherwise, it wouldn't look very good. So I went back and added the detail to the first bunny. For the final bunnies, I just went with a warmer version and slightly more brown and more neutral. But again, always focusing on the dilution, so the bunny just looks very soft. Are you ready? This is the fun part. Letting loose. Sorry. Oh. I made a very conscious choice to keep using the Schmincke Naturals, knowing that they do not flow the way other normal watercolors usually do. I was curious to see how loose I could go considering the limitations of this paint. So in this case, you can really tell the difference because when I added the different colors to it, it didn't move so much in the puddle, it stayed where it went. Of course, the carrots are a mixture of Madder Lake and curcuma at different ratios depending on the bunny. I thought the red flowers would be a better match for the brown bunny with the gray highlights. But I'm not sure I like the mix of these two schemes together. I'm still very much on the fence about it. However, I do think the blue as the center of the flower works well with this colored flower. This color scheme just makes me smile. I went with a lighter colored carrot, so more curcuma than Madder Lake. And Definitely the flowers, just I went with a more neutralized yellow, but the center then became the flashy curcuma pure yellow at the center, and I think that worked really well. Please forgive the coughing, but one of the reasons I had to stop, not only the light was not optimal, but coughing started at that point. Going to the pharmacy and then getting some pastries. I'm probably gonna stop on my way home and draw everything quickly. I don't know. I'm actually sucking on candy instead of cough drops because I'm running low and my cough has been on and off for the past week. And this is the first time I'm leaving my apartment in days because I've been sick. Don't jaywalk, kids. We took a pause. It's about a week later. I had to stop filming first time around because it was getting dark. It was the end of the day. As I am working on these, I'm actually using the Schmincke Naturals, which I think you can tell are colors that do not flow at all. And I'm starting to understand a little what they mean, that these paints are a bit in between what watercolors and gouaches are. Is that because they don't move at all, they do have this almost graphic nature in the way they settle in the paper. They don't move at all, so they look very flat. And not matte, but flat, which is slightly different. Even though it is loose, it is very static in the way it's settled on the paper. The gesture is loose, but the way the paint settles is very static, if that makes any sense. So we're going back to the painting. Ichoo! I don't know what that was. It was supposed to be a chow. But I said, Ichoo! So I'm not sure which ones I was using last time. I think I was using this Studio Synthetic by Jackson's. I got it as a gift with purchase. It's a serviceable, nice brush. This is what I wanted to use to do some of the greenery and keep it loose. And you know what? Let's do these two, because this design is the one I like the least when it comes to the face of the rabbit, which is going to need more details. I'm just going to shut up now. I was most worried about adding the green for the leaves and for the stems because I like when the green explodes a little bit more. So I was worried it wouldn't mix quite as much. So I did use two different brushes. So one was much more loose and the other one more controlled. And definitely the water was always added with the loose one, and then I would switch back and forth depending on how it felt. Ultimately, this is repeating until you get into the groove. So sometimes it worked well, sometimes not as much, but ultimately it mixed a little bit better than I thought. No, you look away first. Sorry, staring contest. I'm losing. Would the bunny be as cute without eyes? I don't think so. So we're putting in the eyes right now. For such simple and small shapes, the eyes were probably the trickiest part. They either were too light or too dark, and it was difficult getting the value right. And some of these bunnies ended up looking a little angry. Forgive my pinky. I can be fancy sometimes. That's why we're adding the fancy cricket. To make the cards fancy. The next step is putting in the bunny calligraphy. So my cricket, if you can hear it, is doing its thing. Haha. Hello everyone. So it's a week later. It took me a little bit of time to finish the cards. Not so much because it takes a lot of time, so much as I got distracted and did other things, as I am prone to do. I got some calligraphy on the cricket and basically printed out the words bunny in case it wasn't very evident that, you know, these are bunnies. These are my favorite ones. This is the color scheme I prefer for these. I like them. I think they're cute. This is the bunny that looks mad. Don't you think he looks mad? But then I'm thinking, listen, he is trying to eat his carrot and you interrupted him as he's trying to hop away with his carrot, and I wouldn't be happy if you interrupted me while I was trying to chew. I'd be like, dude. And this one, if you put him next to him, it's like, this is the eating bunny and this is the, ooh, I also want carrot. Please give me carrot. And it was like, no. So this is the ones I really love. These ones I haven't transferred yet into the Strathmore ready-made frame cards. Madder Lake version, where I was using the Madder Lake and the Indigo Ferra for the flowers and using those colors for the bunny, but as a mix. And this one is a bit of a mix where I still went with the yellow flowers, but then I went with a more neutral bunny. And I like this one too. So I would say my favorite ones are the creamy yellow bunnies, then the gray bunny, and then the red flower one. And I think part of it is that the hangry ones look extra hangry with much darker eyes. This one, because the eyes don't appear quite as dark, doesn't look quite as mad. So definitely you can see the three versions quickly. Yeah, I like this one best. Oh, the best thing was because I took some time to do the things and now I'm filming and now I have to go edit if I want to post this before Easter and not after, because it wouldn't make sense after Easter. I got to put this on today again, which is great. Let's face it, it's been over 2 weeks. While I'm editing, I'm wearing the bunny. I'm really into the bunny. And I'm going to be sad when Easter is done because I won't have an excuse to wear the bunny. But that's it. Editing Glenna here saying goodbye. And I will leave you with a few bloopers because of course, I made a fool of myself a few times. Ciao. I have issues. I have serious issues. Look how cute it is. It's a killer rabbit. You can tell by my killer unicorn, my deadly flamingo, and my assassin ninja Kermit, because not only do I like them cute, I like them deadly. In my head, they're like, the cuter they are, the more devious they might be. You'll have to excuse me. Sometimes I look here, sometimes I look there. I never know where to look. I'm looking for my eyesight, and I'm not looking at myself because I'm looking here. This is where I need to look. So I look like I'm looking at you. So I'm sorry if you feel ignored. Thankfully, it's not bronchitis. But it's so close. Not my natural voice. It's not my natural voice. I'm a terrible singer, whether my voice is here or not. Hang on. I just hang on. Shut up, printer. Shut up. Printer, shut up.